Now, I know it wasn't really popular with a lot of people, but I really did love the musical number that ended Hawkeye. And now it appears Rogers the Musical is coming to the real world. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about the latest at California Adventure Park and when you could actually see Rogers the Musical. Well, as many of you know, Disney is really no stranger in adapting its various projects into musical stage plays. This has been done with multiple projects including Newsies, The Lion King, and Frozen. And many of these have even made it to Broadway. But this latest announcement from Disney pretty much took everybody by surprise and I think could be pretty fun. Now, last week Disney Parks announced plans to debut a real-life production of Rogers the Musical. Now, as many of you know, this musical is based on the life of Steve Rogers, the first Captain America, and was briefly featured in the early parts of Hawkeye, but then returned as a post-credit scene to the whole series, giving us the full performance. Now, many of us agreed, including Clint Barton, the overall premise of the musical was rather ridiculous, but there's no denying it was kind of fun and catchy, and pretty soon we're going to be able to experience Rogers the Musical in real life. Now, many of the details are still pretty vague, but what Disney has announced is that Rogers the Musical will open on the Hyperion stage inside California Adventure Park. It's going to be a short one-act version of the play and will run for a very limited time starting this summer. Now, along with the announcement, they did drop a teaser trailer featuring a woman dressed in Peggy Carter's iconic blue suit and red fedora approaching the theater within the park. You should see it in the background now. Now, fans were treated to only a few scenes during Hawkeye, but like we said, that mid-credit scene did feature the entire performance, featuring the song Save the City. The musical itself is supposed to be a reimagining of the Avengers in the Battle of New York, but as Clint Barton pointed out, during the performance the musical takes some serious creative liberties in retelling the iconic battle. Now, in case you didn't know, the song itself was composed by Mark Shaman, and both Shaman and Scott Whitman worked on the lyrics. They actually have worked on some pretty big projects including Hairspray, Smash, and Mary Poppins Return, so the song itself does have some credibility. I mean, let's be real, the song itself, despite being a little cheesy, was somewhat of a guilty pleasure for many. I laughed quite a bit, and honestly, I might make a trek down to Disney just to see this performance, because it's not going to be there long. Now, we don't have any details on the storyline, the music, or anything else to do with the musical. We just know it's going to debut at Disney California this summer, so stay tuned. We'll bring them to you once we have more news.